Hello, welcome to my October favourites. We're doing a slightly different angle because why not? The sun is in like just the right place for this to work, so let's do it. I'm excited about this month's favourites because I actually have some like physical things to show you, so yay! If you're new here, hello, sorry I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Raquel, as the name suggests, and every month I wrap up everything I consumed and enjoyed and discovered in the past month, so now we are looking at October, and this can be anything from movies, books, TV shows, music, travel related, fashion related, anything along those lines. And generally it's positive, but I will also talk about, things I might not have enjoyed as much, but that I still experienced or consumed or whatever. So, as always, let's begin with movies, and I've just got the one, and that is K-pop Demon Hunters. Obviously everyone's been talking about this, and one of my colleagues was absolutely insistent that I watch it, and I finally did, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It was an interesting story. The songs were fine, but I wasn't blown away by it, and I think because my colleague had hyped it up so much, it just didn't quite reach that expectation for me, and I wonder if it wasn't as talked about as a movie in general, maybe I would have actually enjoyed it more. But I did still like it. Next up, I've just got one TV show, and that is Parks and Rec Season 1. If you've been following me along for a while, you'll know that we always try and have one sort of comedy or light-hearted show that I like to watch alongside anything more serious. We have actually started Wednesday Season 2 as well, but we're only 3 episodes in, so I'll probably talk about that more in my November favourites. But the comedy shows that we've watched over the years are generally sitcoms, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office is the one we most recently finished, New Girl, Jane, I can't remember any others off the top of my head, but it's that kind of feel, So we've just finished Season 1 of Parks and Rec, and it's not my favourite so far. In fact, it's probably one of my least favourite of the comedy ones that we've seen so far, but, I think I'm still getting familiar with the characters. I also wasn't a huge fan of The Office when we started it, so I'm very open to continue watching it, and we will watch all of it. So realistically, I will most likely still be talking about Parks and Rec in my next October favourites. Anyway, let's carry on. Okay, this is books, and we've got 5. So the first one is The Road by Cormac McCarthy, I did speak about this more in my Blue Book video. I read a bunch of books to see if I was actually a Blue reader, and this book was fine. It just didn't do very much for me. I didn't dislike it, it was just meh. It was just a very middle-of-the-road book. Next, I read All Systems Red by Martha Wells, and this was because Hannah Witten recommended it on her channel, and she spoke really highly of it, and it was a short book, so I thought, this sounds interesting. It's not usually what I go for, but it's short, and it sounds like she enjoyed it, so let's see. And I didn't love it. I didn't dislike it. There were things about it that I did enjoy. I think what I struggled most with, 2 things. Number 1 is the main character. He's very cynical, and I just didn't like that. But number 2, I think the world building, because I'm so not from a sci-fi sort of reading world, I think it takes me a lot longer to figure out how things work and what things mean. And also, I've spoken about this before, I find it really hard to visualize stuff when I'm reading, or even, when we're talking about something. And so I couldn't quite grasp the way they were describing the planet and how it was working, and yeah, I felt a little bit lost. But I did still enjoy the overall concept. And I'm just reading my notes. There was something endearing about it, is what I wrote. But yeah, just the confusing setup and the slightly annoying character, it just irked me a bit. The next 2 books are ones that I read for the Dear Hopeful, so again I will have gone into more depth on their channel, our channel, should I say. The first one was Girl in Translation by Jean Kwok, which I thought was very good and very interesting. It's about a child who moves from Hong Kong with her mother to America and just sort of how life is for them. And it's things that happen in the world, and it's things that feel really realistic. It is fiction, but it feels very non-fiction. And it was just so interesting the way it was written, and just to see it from that perspective, because even though you know about it, actually seeing it from their perspective is wild. So I would definitely recommend that book. And then the next one, which as of when I'm filming this I only finished a couple of days ago, is Bear Town by Frederick Backman. And all I've written in my notes here is wow, wow, wow. I think this is probably one of my highest rated books of the year. It is intense, it is emotionally wrecking. It is so well written. I love the writing style. It's not going to be for everyone because it's not conventional, I would say. It's not completely unconventional, but it has multiple perspectives and things. but I really liked it. I found it very, very easy to read, but very hard-hitting, and just, apparently there's 2 more books, so I've already placed a reserve for the next one, because I'm so intrigued about like what happens next to the characters, but yeah, I highly recommend it. And then the very last book, which I finished on the 31st of October, but I started on the 1st, so this has definitely taken me the longest, but it's a physical one. It's Where Rainbows End by Cecilia Ahern. Ahern? I don't know. I kind of match the cover. I picked up this book from a charity shop a number of years ago. I can't remember exactly when, but I literally only picked it up because of the cover. I love this cover. And the blurb did sound interesting, but it is quite a big book. So that's why I started it on the 1st of October, because it was Yom Kippur, which is a fast day where we're not allowed to use like screens and stuff. And I just thought, great, I can just sit and read this all day. And I think I did read about 100, maybe 150 pages that first day. But then, as I say, it took a while to get through to the end. And it's a very easy book to read. Like the writing is easy. And I like the way it's done because it's all written in letters or like communication. There's no dialogue. And I did really like that, especially at the start. But then as you got further into the book, it just didn't feel so realistic that they would be speaking about these things so... Like there's so much exposition, and it just doesn't feel like that's how people would actually be writing, because they would have spoken to each other in the meantime. But there was also very much the trope of like lack of communication or miscommunication in this book. Not so much miscommunication, more lack of communication, and I don't like that trope at all. So that annoyed me. And then also, I don't want to spoil anything, but the ending, I wanted more. I wanted more after the ending. I feel like I wanted the ending to happen a bit earlier in the book. I don't want the book to be bigger. I want the ending to happen earlier in the book and then to have a bit more after the ending. But to be fair, I do always say that. I always want more after the ending. I'm one of those people who's like, what happens next? What happens to the characters after? So it was fine. I think I rated it 3 stars, I think. If you're looking for like a light, easy read, not short, but light and easy, I would recommend this book. If you're looking for something that's going to give you a little bit more satisfaction, it might not be this. But it might be. It might be. And there's some gorgeous relationships in here, and some like interesting ways of depicting what life is like. But yeah, it wasn't my favourite. Anyway, moving on. This is the first month that I've not gone to see a West End show this year. And I'm kind of surprised that of all the months in the year, it's October where that's happened, because this is my birthday month, and there's other things that happen in this month which would have given reason to go to a show, but it just didn't happen, although I did go to a concert, and I went to the Cadre reunion concert. Most of you watching this are going to be like, why is that such a big deal? Cadre is a band that I loved as a child, and into like my teenage years. This is 2 out of the 3 originals. There's their logo, yay. I listened to them a lot as a child, like they were the only band I really listened to as a child. And then, as I say, through my teenage years, I still listened to them. And then when they all quit of the originals, I sort of stopped listening or caring. I wasn't even that aware of what was happening or who was replacing them or anything. And then I think around COVID, I want to say, I like got back into them, I've re-listened to their music and just still know every word, every line, everything. And then earlier this year, they announced that the original 3 were coming back together to perform some shows, and Wayne got me a ticket and I went, and it was incredible. Oh my gosh, what a throwback to my childhood. And just to see, like, I know the impact they had on my life, but to see a room filled with, I think it was 18,000 other people, all having these same memories and this same like meaning to, I don't want to say like to their songs, because their songs are just, you know, like whatever. Some of them have more meaning, definitely, but some of them are just a bit silly. But like the impact they've had on so many people's lives, it's crazy. So yeah, that was pretty special. Okay, on to our next category. This is one of the things I have to show you. It's food. And I have mentioned this food in my favourites before, I think multiple times. It is snoepkrijt. These are vegan, which is great because I'm vegetarian and I don't eat gelatin. And a lot of drop, which is like licorice, does have gelatin, but these don't. And I love these and I eat them very much. Next, I've got 3 under fashion, but it's kind of fashion, makeup, body stuff, skincare, beauty, whatever you want to call it. First of all, this mint jumper. I think I got this probably around 2016, 2017, and I got it as a set of 3, and all 3 I really haven't worn very much since. That's 9 years ago. One is in Australia, which I have worn sometimes. One, I have no idea what's happened to it, and then this is the 3rd. And As I say, this I consider to be a jumper. However, when I did my swap of clothes, because I do a winter and summer swap, and I saw this in the cupboard, I suddenly had the realization, I don't know how I thought of it, but I had the realization that maybe I would wear this better as a top rather than as a jumper. I actually think maybe this jumper sort of gave me that thought. Because again, this is one that's sort of in between. And if I think of it more as a top, then I'm more likely to wear it, I think. I can't remember. Maybe more as a jumper. I don't know. But point is, wearing this as a top instead of a jumper has opened so many more doors for me, and it's made me really, really happy. I've especially loved wearing it with my short green skirt, but also with my long green skirt. I think those have been the two standouts. But it's very nice material, and like it's not quite thick enough, I think, to be a jumper. And not just that, it's very skin tight. Maybe not very, but it's skin tight, which a jumper I feel shouldn't be, because it's very hard to get this over any other top. So to wear it as a top makes much more sense for me, and it's really lovely material. So I've been very happy with this. Even though it's 9 years old, it feels brand new to me, and that makes me happy. Next, in a panic, I had to buy some mascara in Holland. It's a long story, I did speak about it in a vlog. And I was just looking for the very cheapest, and Hema, which is a Dutch shop, had an offer of, I think, 2 for €6. You can't beat that. So I got this one, and it's not waterproof, but it does work fine otherwise. And it is vegan, which is always good. And I have been using the same mascara before this for such a long time, I can't even tell you. At least 5 years, I think. And I do have a replacement for it that I am ready to use, but because there's always still more in it, I keep using it. But honestly, I actually think this one is nicer for me. Maybe because it's less clumpy. Maybe the old one is clumpy because it's old. But either way, I've been very happy with this one. This one's still wrapped because I got 2. But I'm really, really happy with the way this looks. The only thing is that because it's not waterproof, I discovered when I was cutting onions that it really isn't. But that's fine. Like, I don't wear mascara that much, usually only for auditions. So, you know, hopefully I won't be crying in an audition, and then, ooh, I dropped it, and then it's fine. So, yay. And then finally, this is 3 different products, but all one brand. And again, I did speak about this briefly in a vlog. And that is Dahlia Care's skincare. I got these as a gift when I was in Holland. I don't know if you can see. My grandparents had 1 or 2 others that I also used when I was in Holland and I liked the feel of, but these are the ones I took home. This one, the cleanser, is what I use most nights to like clean my face, because apparently that's a good thing. I want you all to know that I know absolutely nothing about beauty or skincare, but my grandma has been insistent that I wash my face for a long time. And I always try to, but I often forget unless I'm wearing makeup. But this has been a great reminder. And also recently I've been trying to use moisturizer. That's already been happening for, I would say, a month or 2. Maybe more, actually. I think it was August. Because again, it's just something that people recommend. I have no idea if it makes a difference. I don't feel really a difference, but we do what the people say. I don't believe in that. But I feel like there's enough sources that have recommended moisturizer. So anyway, I use this to clean my face regularly. I use the gel more only if I'm wearing makeup. And then either way, I put this on after, which I think is like a moisturizer, but it also has a little sparkle in it, so that makes me happy. I don't think you can get any of these in the UK. I don't know what the language on the back is. I don't think it's a language I know. Well, I know it's not a language I know, but I've been very happy with these. And I do like the way it makes my skin feel. I just don't know, like, I don't notice a difference, but I believe the products. Okay, on to travel. I've just got one, and that is the Eurostar. I took the Eurostar from Holland to England, which is the first time I've done that. Well, first time I've done it properly like that. And it's lovely. It is so easy, so convenient, so nice. The only thing that isn't fun about it was the security that you have to do before you get on, which is very similar to airport security, except that you don't need to take anything out of your bag or like worry about your liquids. But airport security in the last couple of years has got so much more efficient and so much quicker, whereas this has not. This is still very much how it was sort of 5-10 years ago. So that was the only thing that wasn't as smooth or easy about it, but aside from that, I loved taking the Eurostar. Absolutely would recommend. I did get it on a deal, which is the only way you can justify taking the Eurostar, because otherwise it is so much more expensive than flying. It's ridiculous. But if you get it on a deal, then it's worth it. And then finally, I've got 2 in my other category. Number 1, again, I've shown you this in multiple vlogs, but it is my autumn mug. I took this out last month, and I'm very happy about it. I got this mug in 2023, and I've not been able to use it until this year because I was on a ship, and then I lived at my grandma's, and then when I came to this flat, it was already winter, so I didn't bother keeping the autumn mug out. So it's finally time, and I've been using this mug so much. It makes me so happy. So yay. And then very finally, every year for my birthday I go bowling, and this year we went to one in central London called Bloomsbury Lanes, and I would highly recommend them. As soon as I'd booked it, I had put in like a special request, and they were so helpful and so accommodating, really, and quick with responses as well. So that already sort of put me in a good mood for going. But then when we went, the atmosphere is so lovely. It is a little bit noisy, so if you don't like that, fair enough, but I do think that's going to be a problem most of the time when you bowl. But there was a really good feel to the place, and I mean, it was fun to bowl. The only thing, which is a problem for me, was that they don't have bumpers, but they make that very clear on the website, and I knew that going in. But I am very much a bowling with bumpers kind of gal. I need my bumpers. But we had a lot of fun, and as I say, they were just very friendly, very accommodating, and the whole place, it was really lovely, so I would recommend them. That is all. Oh no, my song of the month. So every month I also talk about a song that's either been playing a lot or been in my head a lot or that I've sung a lot, something along those lines. And this month it's Liefdeskapitein, which is from K3. There's been a lot of K3 songs stuck in my head, but that one the most, I think. And at the end of the year, which is quite soon now, we're going to be looking at my Spotify wrap-up, where I'm also going to have a look if my songs of the month carry any influence. I'm also going to be looking at my story graph wrap-up, which will have a look at the books. I will also probably tier rank the books that I've read this year. These are all things that I've done in past years, and I love sort of reflecting on my year in that way. I will tier rank the shows I've seen, amongst other things. So stay tuned, subscribe if you're interested in any of that content. There's a lot of end of year content going to be coming up soon. I'm going to be doing Vlognica. I haven't started filming any of them yet, but we're going to do it. So that's going to be 8 videos in a row during December. I think it starts on the 14th. I'm pretty sure the day it starts is the same day as my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, which is wild, but we'll have a look and make videos about it, I'm sure, as and when. So yeah, those are some things to look forward to on this channel. Let me know if there's any content you'd really love to see. I also tend to try and make fashion content and things along those lines. But that is all from me for today, for now. And I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye!